They sent me over the first 8 episodes of season 2. Of course, I watched all of them. Your character of Ed, he has a lot going on this season.
Yeah, yeah.
For fans of the series, what are you allowed to say?
You know, we come in 10 years after the end of the first season, and, you know, the Cold War is now boiling hot. Space is the primary arena. But, you know, for Ed, he has, he's initially he has taken a step back. And, you know, of course, you know, the last time we saw him, he came off this ultimate tragedy that any father can experience. But I think that at least initially, it's you know, it's a different Ed that we meet, and I mean, when I first read it, I was almost provoking, you know, like it seems like he's happier than before. He's like he has this lightness and jokingness to him. But I think that's you know, very much the sophistication of the writers of this show, that, you know, they take it one step further. They think it through one step further. This is 10 years after that tragedy has happened, and so it, you know, it is a new Ed, but, you know, space is always going to be calling, and he is going to be at the center of things when this Cold War reaches a boiling point in space.
That's a very good way of selling. Now that I've seen what's happening, you did a very good job without revealing too much.
Thank you. I've done this a couple of times, you know.
Exactly. Would you see in the script that your character is going to be eating spaghetti and drinking, and you know that this is going to be a day of eating and drinking? Are you like, God damn it? Because those have to be a pain to shoot.
Yeah. So, you know, a couple of things there. So a rookie actor comes into an eating scene a little hungry right before lunch, you know. And then, you know, first take is like, you know what, I'm going to just take a big chunk of this, you know, spaghetti because, like, I'm hungry. And then, you know, he takes a bit, he eats, you know, you shoot the master first, right? So then he just, you know, he establishes that this guy is just gulping down food. And then they say, cut, all right, lunch. And then you go to lunch and you get to your trailer and you already put in an order for a food. And you already ate a bunch of pasta, but, you know, it's kind of delicious, the food that you get in your trailer. So you eat a little bit more of that. And then this rookie goes back to set, and it's like, okay, now we're going to do this, you know, in another 5 to 10 different setups. And you have to, you know, you already established the way and the amount that you're eating. So you have to eat that way for every take, for every setup. So, you know, that's what a rookie actor does. And me. Who's been doing this for 20 years. But for some reason, that's what I did during this pasta scene. And I think we counted that I ate like 12 plates of pasta, like 12 full plates of pasta over this. It was over 10. I also have an enormous capacity for pasta. It's just one of those things that I do really, really well.
I can only imagine what you felt like that night.
Yeah. No, there was a couple of natural disasters that took place, and those poor guys, you know, that clean up the trailers at the end of the day, and I mean, just the horror. Yeah, they need to be paid. You can't be paid enough, really. You can't be paid enough.
This is not the way I expected this interview to go, but I love the story.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great storylines in season 2. Which was your favorite besides your own?
Oh, I only read my lines.
Bullshit. My line. Bullshit. No, I think for me, I thought Karen's storyline, Karen, so Baldwin, my character's wife, you know, we have very, you know, there's very separate things going on apart from our lines, but her character's journey is, I think, the most surprising and original and just epic. The path that they take her character on is really, really interesting. So, yeah.
I completely agree. Watching it, there are some twists and turns that I did not see coming. It's the writing is kind of good.
Yep.
So talk a little bit about you've worked on a number of different things. What do you think might surprise people to learn about like the behind the scenes of the making of For All Mankind? Is there anything that like really impresses you about how they make the show?
It's just one of those projects where things just really come together, where you just feel like the writing is really good. The people that are involved are nice, good people. So there's like a really warm and creative culture on set. And I don't think it's anything really surprising. I mean, sometimes I get surprised by the scale of it. It just the set builds are increasingly impressive, and you can really feel like there's a lot of money being put into it to make all the details. It's like the set decorations are incredible, and we just we have the top shelf expertise of former NASA SpaceX flight director, and that are involved in just like making all the details right, and because we're both inventing new things, right, but also being historical. So it's that going back and forth in between those. So I don't know if there's something that really surprises me, but there's a lot that amazes me.
I'm so happy that the series got picked up for season 3. And I love the fact of where this show could possibly go. Have the writers told you anything about season 3? Are you, what do you know stuff?
I know stuff. I know stuff, Steve, but I can't tell you. I can't tell you yet. No, it's what I love that now, in the second season. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, but when I, with what I know about the grander vision of this show and where it goes over, not 3, but 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons, I find it really exciting that now in the second season you start to get an inkling of the grander vision of this show. And in the third season you're really in the thick of it. But this show, it starts kind of small, almost sort of, like a Mad Men in the NASA world, and then it goes off on this alternative timeline. But we're still sort of in the realm of what we sort of knew about that time. And then, of course, then we're establishing moon bases and these things that haven't happened. But then in the new 80s, we're seeing this shift, the divergence of the two timelines, and that this alternate reality is now becoming much more dynamic, and a lot more things. Innovation has really increased. But over the course of, as the seasons progress, we really start going further into space, into more sci-fi territory. And that's, we're starting to see that build happening. It's a slow, gradual build to get there. And, but it's, I love how this show, the architecture of this show is being built. And, yeah, so it's really exciting to know that we're going to get to show that to people.
Yeah, I obviously haven't seen episode 9 and 10 yet, so I don't know how the season ends, and I don't know if there's another 10-year jump before going to season 3, because exactly, depending on how that goes, because I asked the
Bitcoin,
writers...
Steve, Bitcoin.
I asked the guys, what season will we see like a starship? And they just laughed, because I'm like, it's coming. They're building towards it. This is, yeah. Okay, I got to stop. Hey, listen, man, congrats on the show. I'm a huge fan, and I'm so happy you guys got picked up for a 3rd season.
Awesome, Steve. Always a pleasure talking to you.